Hey everyone, it's Adam of the Adam Haney Home Loan Team bringing you your mortgage tip of the day. And today what I want to talk about is vesting, which is to say how one holds title to their home. So for instance, a single man may be on title as a single man, sole and separate property, or for a woman, single woman, sole and separate property. For married couples who don't have a family trust, chances are they're on title as husband and wife joint tenants because it's the most common vesting there is for married couples. But today what I want to tell you about is this other vesting, husband and wife community property with right of survivorship. Because although they're very similar with what they do for the surviving spouse in the event one passes away, there's a big difference when it comes to the step-up value of the property when the home is eventually sold. So for starters, we'll take this scenario with the husband and wife joint tenants, and we're going to assume this property was purchased some 40 years ago for $100,000, and the current market value is $1 million. Now I'm using these numbers because they're nice round numbers, and also because they're actually very similar to a current situation I'm consulting on for a reverse mortgage. Now in this case, if one of the spouses passes away, then what will happen is the deceased spouse will get a step-up value to their portion of the property, and that will not be taxed. However, for the surviving spouse, they're going to be subject to a gain of the original $100,000 acquisition price and the difference of the $1 million value, which is a $900,000 gain. However, there is an exemption. But now because this person is single, they're either a widow or a widower, they get a one-time exemption of $250,000. And so in this case, the exemption leaves them with a tax liability of $650,000 that they're going to be subject to at whatever their tax rate is. So assuming the tax rate is somewhere between 15 to 20%, that is going to result in a tax of roughly $100,000 to $130,000 tax for the surviving spouse. Now let's take a look at how this would look under the scenario where they are vested as husband and wife community property with right of survivorship. In this case, if one of the spouses passes away, then both spouses get a step-up value to the property, and therefore there would be no taxable consequence when the property is sold, netting them savings of $100,000 to $130,000 in this case. So think about it. If you are a senior citizen, or your mother or father or grandparent is, and one passes away, what are the chances that the surviving spouse is going to want to move into perhaps a smaller home that is more right-sized to them? Probably pretty good. And furthermore, if you're a senior citizen, you're living on maybe Social Security and or a small pension and not much else, how important is that $100,000 to $130,000 going to be in your pocket? It's critical. So of course, I suggest contacting your CPA and or an estate attorney to discuss your particular situation, and I'm more than happy to make a recommendation there on either of those. But this is something to be aware of and something for you to check your vesting and how you currently hold title, because it could have a big impact on your future dollars. So, Adam Haney with your mortgage real estate tip of the day.